Just outside of LA is Palm Springs. This desert oasis is a VIP retreat for the rich and famous. Think Hailey and Justin Bieber, The Real Housewives, and the Kardashians. Here, where luxury is the standard, you'll find me, a regular reseller, with an eye for the finer things. Come along and learn the art of the profitable thrift as I track down the deals and turn cast-offs into cash. This is sourced in So.Cal.
I was just so excited. It was $33 at the thrift store and it sold for $979. Welcome back, my thrifty friends. I'm so happy to see you again. You want to be sure you stay till the end so you can see the top 5 especially. Okay, so we are going to start with these Gucci flats. They were $60 from a thrift store and they sold for $187.90. And after the fees from eBay, we got to keep $76.37. This adorable Mackenzie Childs tea kettle we picked up at the thrift store for $50 and we listed it and it sold on Poshmark. It sold for $191 and then after our fees we got $98.80. This gorgeous Jean Paul Gaultier dress, I was so happy to find it in the thrift store for $9. We listed it for $155.90 and she sold for $120. I was so excited to see this at a yard sale. It was $10 and it was new in the original box. So that was a hit. It is the Dyson with all the attachment pieces for hairstyling tools. So that was a great pickup. We sold it for $215 and we got to keep $167. This adorable Dolce & Gabbana shirt is cute. It's denim with a lace applique and we picked it up at a garage sale for $2 and she sold for $208. So after fees, we kept $168. These are a very recent sale. They sold, I think, in less than 10 days. These are Mason Margiela luxury high top sneakers. We got these from an estate sale. They were $50 and they sold for $275, giving us $170. This was such a gorgeous find. It was at the thrift store and I instantly fell in love. I wish I could show you how cute and adorable all the little details are on it. It's an antique and we listed it for $235. It did sell and our cost of goods was $8 and that gave us a total of $180 profit. I found this super cute Frank and Eileen one-piece jumpsuit. It was so, I knew right away that it was gonna do great and it did. We picked it up for $9 and then I listed it for $238 and I sold it for $181.40. This adorable Aztec sweater is a vintage from Polo Ralph Lauren. I picked it up at the thrift store for $9. It sold for $247, giving me a profit of $189. This was such a surprise. It was just in this little bundle of jewelry that I picked up at a yard sale, and inside of there was this very rare Michael Montana bracelet, and lo and behold, we priced it at $242. The cost of goods was $1 and it sold for $188.17. These room and board set of 2 throw pillows sold. We picked them up for $19 from the thrift store. They sold for $210 and after fees and the cost of goods, it was a profit of $191. This was the first time I ever found this brand. This is Golden Goose. It was from the thrift store and it was priced at $5. It was half off shoe day, so we love that. These were priced at $228. They did sell and my profit after all the fees was $198. I knew this was something special at the thrift store when I saw it. It's this lucite, awesome, modern looking mirror. And I did do my research before purchasing it because it was $65 at the thrift store, which is a little high for what I'm used to spending on a cost of goods, but we listed it for $375 and it sold for $205. If you saw my last video, you know that I picked up an amazing assortment of Christopher Radko ornaments. Well, they are worth way more than you would think. And so the cost of goods was $1 because it came in a bag with several pieces. Honestly, it was probably less than $1 per item. Regardless, they were listed for $270 and they did sell. And after the fees, we got to keep $207. We were in one of those antique mall situations where everybody has their own little booth, and we found these really cool vintage Gucci glasses. They were $50 and we listed them for $319. They sold, and after all the fees and the cost of goods, we got to keep $210. These cute little sailor kids were so adorable to find. They're very old, you might say antique, vintage for sure. They were $4 at a yard sale, and I listed them for $264. After the fees, we got to keep $210. This really cute vintage Chanel bag was picked up at a yard sale for $1. I know, unbelievable, but indeed it's the truth. And I was so excited, so I listed it for $309.90, and it did sell, and I got to keep $219.83. These pair of John Richard gorgeous lamps. They're very high-end and they were picked up at the thrift store. I paid $40 for them, so 20 a piece. I listed them for $373. They sold and I got to keep $220.89. I've really been lucky now in the luxury bedding department. You'll see a lot of my major sales have been luxury bedding. It's something new that I just jumped into this year and I am loving it. The sell price usually more than you would think as long as it's a good quality luxury brand. This Riley Chance, it's very intricate, velvet, all the little details on this. It's a throw that goes on the end of the bed. It was $10 at the thrift store and you're not gonna believe it, it sold for $311 and I get to keep $224. As I was saying, the bedding has really been giving this year and this is no exception. Ralph Lauren Home duvet cover with matching shams I picked up for $12.50 at my local thrift store. It sold for $310, giving me a profit of $236. We are on to the last 5 of 2025. I got some good ones in here. Are you ready? Here we go. This So Nice silk luxury Eileen Fisher bedding was found at my thrift store for $15. On the same day, I picked up 2. This is the only one that has sold this year, and it sold for $346, giving me a profit of $286. Okay, number 4 is this gorgeous set. It was picked up at a yard sale for $1. It's vintage, it's intricate, it's beautiful Art Deco style, and it sold for $345. I paid $1 and I got to keep $271 after fees. This was really a surprise. This was during Halloween time, and in the costume section I found this. I knew it was vintage and I knew it was kind of cool and unique. I did not know it would be such a good purchase. It was $5 and it sold for $381 and I got to keep $283, and it went to a very happy buyer who had been coveting it for a very long time and was happy to see it finally listed, and so she's happy camper too. Okay, so while on vacation over the summer, our number 2 best flip of the year is this gorgeous Chanel suit. We were on vacation in Lake Havasu and we went to the thrift store with a huge group of girlfriends, and I found this right away and I was just so excited. It was $33 at the thrift store and it sold for $979. That gives me a profit of $799.89 for the win. Okay. This is the last one of the year, and it probably will be a major surprise. This was at a garage sale. It was $10. I, in fact, bought lots of books that day, and they are all very high-end. However, this one is the most high-end of the lot. So for $10, I picked up this Bergdorf Goodman coffee table book. It had its own case. It was linen and absolutely gorgeous. And the best part is I got to look at all the pictures before she sold. And we listed it for $730. It sold. We got to keep $515. Unreal. It has been a great year. We have learned a lot. We have grown so much, and we're so happy to start a new year and see what records we can break for 2026. Thanks for stopping by.